Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you've had as good of a summer as has been permissible. And if you're already running out of things to do, then you're in the right place. As I'm going to share with you my 4 top ways a student can spend their summer. So if you're running out of ideas of things to do, or if you're interested in seeing how students can spend their summers, please stick around, as particularly tip 3 is absolutely crucial and is what I'm going to call the golden tip. But for those of you who don't know how long students get over summer, it varies from university to university and person to person depending on when your last exam is and when you have to go back. Personally, my last exam finished on the 27th of May and I don't go back until the 27th of September, which gives me about 17 and a half weeks, I believe, if I hadn't done the maths wrong. But yeah, it's a lot of time and a lot of things to fill it with, so without further ado, let's get into them. The first thing you can do as a student over the summer is actually just to relax. University puts a lot of stress and demands on the body, learning new things. This can be like the physical, what you're learning on your course. This is learning life skills such as time management. It's all very new things to you, or it could be new things to you, should I say. And you also have a lot of late nights from things. Sometimes it's you going out, sometimes you being kept up by other people going out. You almost just need to take time to relax to avoid burnout. Sitting in this house we call like recharging the batteries so you're ready to go again, because term time at university can be very full on. Now this could be literally relaxing, or this could be meeting friends, and I know what you're thinking, oh, it's hampered by social distancing and lockdown. Well, there are still plenty of things you can get up to. There's still a wide variety, including, for instance, you could have a go at, I'm going to say tie-dye, but editing clothes if you like. Just your own personal creation. You're a lot more creative than me, I'm going to guess, because I'm not very creative, especially when it comes to fashion. You could set up your own gaming, Twitch and YouTube, or it could be as simple as going out in the garden and getting yourself a genuine tan. Again, there's loads of options, and with the easing of restrictions, there's more options coming available each day, but remember to stay safe, and like, the restrictions are there for a reason. They're there to protect you and they're there to protect the people you care about, so don't go pushing them. Like, they're there to help you. But anyway, there's enough options as it is without needing to push them. But on to the second way you can spend your summers as a student. Now, this is slightly pessimistic, but it's important, and that is to do any planning for if things haven't quite gone your way. Now, this could be if you're about to join the university, if you don't get your grades on results day. It could be if you've done a foundation year, you don't have enough to stay on, or after first year, or you don't have enough to meet your job requirement or whatever. It's always good to have a plan in place, so numbers to call, what to do, how you're going to keep calm and actually do something about it rather than just stress. And you may never need to use the plan. It's better to have it and not use it than it is to need one and just be running around like a headless chicken, like I know I would if I didn't have a plan. But yeah. And there's also, on that note, is checking your emails, keeping up to date, especially if you're going to join the university. There could be work you're set, and if you don't do it before you join, and it's before you join, are you realistically ever going to do it? It could be about your accommodation. You could need to pick it, or you could have changes to it that you need to react to, and obviously you need to know where you're living. So just keep on top of things from that point of view. Anyway, let's swiftly move on to a lot jollier note, and tip number 3, the golden tip about how you can spend your summer as a student. And that is to get at least some work experience, some form of an internship, or some form of a paid job as a minimum. And then if you can do more than that, then that's absolutely fantastic. From my limited experience in the job market, I can tell you that the person with the most experience on the CV tends to get the job that they're applying to in the future, if say you're coming up head to head with somebody. So it all definitely adds up. It might not be the exact thing you want to do at the time, but it might be the key to unlock the door to which is the exact thing that you want to do. Also, especially for internships and work experience, it can teach you things that the classroom can't ever teach you. So if it's in the industry you want to go into long term, it can teach you what it's actually like to work a day-to-day job there, in that specific niche. Is that something you want to do? If not, right, you've learned and you can look elsewhere. If it really is and it's the best thing since sliced bread, that you can double down and really focus on your work and how to actually get there. And again, that's something you just can't get in the classroom or in the lecture hall. If you're not sure which way you want your career path to turn, then it can also help you to rule things out. So you could apply to a load of different places if you've got 1 or 2 weeks at different areas, or if you've got a job somewhere, and you could decide, like, it could just be okay, this year I've decided I don't want to do this, boom, and then move on to the next thing. So that's something I did with investment banking. I had some experience in that area. I thought I really wanted to go into it. I turned up for an insight day and it just wasn't for me, actually, unfortunately. But I mean, life goes on, I make new plans and we move forward. Normal jobs are also a fantastic experience, but on top of that, they also help you earn. Some work experience and some internships aren't paid, some are. It depends on, again, which company it is, but they'll state it beforehand. But the paying jobs can help increase your satisfaction of the whole university experience, because, say, you don't have to worry as much about bills, and it is vital to stay out of that student overdraft, or that's just my opinion. But anything you can do to stay out of that, in my opinion, is a great thing. And yeah, as I said, it can help just decrease your stress about bills, or you could grab a takeaway when you're feeling rubbish, or again, I don't need to tell you about the benefits of money. But anyway, on to my 4th tip about how you can spend your summers as a student. And that is to do some further learning. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing too much because, as I mentioned in my tip 1, you need some time to relax before you burn out. But like tip 1, it's very varied and there's lots of different forms of learning you can do. It's not just in the traditional sense of sitting down and learning something. But I mean, you can do that. There are universities that run summer classes. The one that stands out to me is the Henley Business School that operates within the University of Reading, runs summer classes, and that's more businessy based. The university also runs some courses where you can study abroad. Now, for the summer of 2020, that might not be ideal, as you probably need to book it in advance, and yeah, global travel isn't really recommended at the moment. But if you're watching this in 2021 and beyond, then get booking it up. I mean, it's a great way to, again, go over. You can also learn a different culture while you're over there. You can learn a different language. All these things you can do individually. Or it's all learning. You could learn a new skill, such as a musical instrument, or you could even learn how to start a business. You could start up your own business and see where it goes. Again, you've got 17 and a half weeks. You could really get the business moving in that time. But there's also other avenues of learning you can do. You can do online learning, such as a MOOC on the platform futurelearn.com, or you can take courses on brilliant.org or Skillshare. I mean, those are but a few platforms. I mean, there's so much you can learn from the internet. Well, there's so much, yeah. But one of the things I will definitely be doing is getting ahead on my learning for next year. And that includes getting ahead on my reading lists. It's got a whole range of benefits, including, number 1, I can get the books I want before everybody else checks them out. I can begin to form a relationship with my lecturer. I've got plenty of buffer time at the end of my projects because I'm doing it all early. But if you want to hear more about that and other benefits, I list them all in How to Get a First University. It'll be the top link in the description down below. And yeah, it's one of those things that can really catapult you to getting higher grades. The other thing I would recommend is, if you've been set any work, do it. It's probably been set for a reason. It's probably to help you. Like, I know you don't want to, but if you just get it done, probably won't take that long and you won't feel guilty afterwards. The last thing I'm going to include for learning is that if you're just about to go to university and you're going to be studying something that you haven't previously studied, so medicine or property, you don't directly have an A-level underneath it, I'd recommend reading a magazine in that area. So for property, that could be Property Week or Estates Gazette, or there's a whole range of magazines you can do. And it can just help you to get used to the basic terminology. There's a lot of things that you're almost expected to know when you join. There's a lot of things you aren't. There's a lot again, every lecturer is different, and when you get guest lecturers, they don't know what you know, you don't know what they know. It's just easier to get the basic terminology down. Obviously, it's not absolutely essential, but I mean, again, it's just a nice hand, isn't it? That rounds off the top 4 ways you as a student can spend your summer. Please let me know down below if I forgot anything. I'm just trying to help. There's not many times in our lives where we have this much free time and this much energy. So I'm just trying to make the most of my own time, and I thought I'd share my own feelings. Please subscribe if you'd like to hear more university-based content coming up in the future. I'm trying to condense what I've learned over 2 years into handy 10-minute-ish chunks. So if that's something that interests you, please stick around and again hit that subscribe button. But other than that, thank you very much for your time and have a wonderful rest of your day.